Just a fair warning, take everything I say with a grain of salt. There's some truth in what I'm saying, but this is the purpose of this video is for comedy and entertainment purposes. So again, don't be butthurt. All right, enjoy. I think most of the Loki mains are reading the very rough and very incomplete abilities and just assuming the worst, said Ajax 10 months ago. Yeah, that did not age well at all. Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Mr. Loki. I'm going to start this new little series of me going to Smite Reddit and going through my posts or other people's posts, whatever, and making fun of, silly goose ducks. Most Reddit players in Smite think that they know the game when they don't, when they barely understand the mechanics of the game, and if they and they lack experience. Second thing is they lack critical thinking skills. They just say to say, they don't actually think. I do I do this sometimes too. I make mistakes. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and when I make mistakes, I admit to them. For example, just recently, I thought Loki's decoy, for some reason, I don't know what was wrong with me, but we all have those brain fart moments. I said Loki's decoy is not a pet. It is a pet. I went back and I apologized. I said, yes, you're right. The decoy is, Loki's decoy is a pet. So, old Loki. The new current decoy, I don't know what the hell it is. It looks like a wall, but it doesn't act like a wall. And the third problem is Reddit users don't understand the purpose of downvoting. Let me get this straight, right? So let me read from Reddit. I think this is a Reddit website. I'm mostly positive Reddit website. If not, correct me. But the Reddit kit rules is vote. If you think something contributes to conversation, upvote it. If you think it does not contribute to the subreddit it is posted or is off topic in a particular community, downvote it. In other words, let me explain what downvoting and upvoting system works in Reddit. If something is relevant, you upvote it. If something isn't relevant, you downvote it. Anyway, let's get to it. First comment of the day. So this guy, No Surrender. There is a slight problem with this. Minions aggroing Loki at level 2 and not having his vanish means if the enemy solar forces Loki to box him, Loki is screwed. Also, his flurry can be interrupted, the same reason you don't see a lot of Serp solo. Now, clearly this guy is trying to be smart, but he is missing the point here. He doesn't seem to understand how Loki works. Again, this is the first rule. He thinks that he knows what he's talking about when he actually doesn't. He clearly doesn't have as much experience on Loki as he does, and he's just assuming old Loki with transcendence in lane, right? And this post, by the way, was 3 months ago, and I was one of the first few people who predicted that Loki is gonna be better in the solo lane than he was than he was before, and that's true. The current Loki is a better solo laner than the old Loki, because the old Loki had to use hit and run tactics and hope to God that he doesn't die. The current Loki cares less about that and just wins lane because his clear is absurdly high. I think he has the fastest level 2 clear in the game, with exceptions of, like, Anubis and Hades, because they start with 75 power at level 1. This guy is essentially saying that minions will aggro on me, which will kill me, which isn't true, because Loki's decoy reduces minions damage by 20%, as well as Warrior's Blessing gives me protections and health early on. And his second point was that if the soul laner attacks me, then I'm screwed. Good. I would love to fight the soul laner in my own minion ways so I can shell bait him and kill him.
Don't worry about it. I'm a hero in a half shell.
Let me tell you this right now. I know this is anecdotal, but all of this is anecdotal. I've played more than 50 or around 100 games in Loki solo as the current Loki, and I have not lost in lane, with 2 exceptions. One, I make mistakes, so I shell incorrectly, or I miss auto attacks, I hit minions instead of the enemy guy, etc. I misplay. Or second, I get camped at level 2 by the enemy jungler. But every other time, I win lane. I clear faster, I outclear, I do Tiki, I get the job done. Yeah, have you ever seen that by the way before? A Loki forcing the warrior to sit at his tower? That's so unprecedented. Also, and his third point is also his flurry can be interrupted. Same reason you don't see a whole lot of Serp solo. I'm not gonna talk about Serp solo because I'm not an expert at Serp solo, but I don't think that's a fair comparison, because like Nike's played in, Nike's played in solo, and right, she's a channel god, and while it's true that she has other abilities to help her clear, so does Serb, his first ability, right? His flurry can be interrupted, so that's actually a good point. So Loki's streak can get interrupted, but how, right? If the enemy uses, we're assuming not Hades, by the way. You never win against Hades. If Hercules uses his driving strike against me to stop my clear, okay, now he doesn't have a clear, and now minions are aggroing him. And also, if he wants to driving strike me, he has a driving strike inside my decoy. So now he is dealing 20% less damage, being blinded. I deal more damage to him. Yeah, see, like, I don't see any situation that the enemy soul laner will use his level 1 or level 2 to try to kill me when I have Shell, Warrior's Blessing, and Pots ticking. So again, this guy is lacking the first part. The first part is people who barely play the game talks as if they know everything. In this case, he doesn't play Loki, and he thinks that he knows anything about Loki, right? So his expertise for Loki is very minimal right here. Okay, so this guy is from, yeah, I'm not pronouncing that. That's not a name. You know, for as much Loki as you played, sometimes you really have all really awful takes. I like to think that I know what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, it's like going to your English professor and saying, "Oh, you know, I think you're having some really bad takes on some of this, these essay prompts, whatever." It doesn't make any sense. He then quotes me about me saying that Loki won't be a jungler still, and he says, "You know who else has awful early clear and is a very common jungle pick all the way from S Diamond to SBO? He Bo." This man just compared He Bo and Loki. Look. Clearly, there's a definition problem with early pressure, right? Loki's level 2, early pressure is disgusting. After that, it's pretty off-brand. Let me ask you this. Who has more early pressure? Loki level 5 or Hunbats and Thor level 5? And the last stupid thing he says is, by that standard, so he quoted me again, Loki may still be proxy by doing whatever the cylinder does, group them up, tier 2, tower, and then cast ability. Since Loki has 2 damage, he really cannot afford to go Warrior's Blessing. So eventually I say that Loki can proxy like any other soul laner by grouping up the minions and killing them. His response is saying this, by those standards, isn't that almost every god? I mean, you're not wrong. Every god can group up minions and kill it. You're absolutely correct. Is Kronos a soul laner? He can group and kill minions, has a great split push potential with his 2. And even better if you buy Poly. But he's not a soul laner. This guy is thinking that because you can group up and group up things, like he nitpicked a comment that I said in my post, right? And said, oh, you said to be a soul laner you have to clear. Oh, so every god can soul lane. There has to be some illogical fallacy there, right? To over exaggerate, to like nitpick a point and then over exaggerate it and undermine my argument. I think that's what he's doing right here. You have some comments that are actually, you know, questioning. Like, let's talk about let's put some standards here. What is a smart comment? Well, let's read this guy. While a ton of these comments are missing the point, this does make me wonder what the intention is for Loki jungle past 15 minutes. You guys want to know the difference between this comment and every other comment? He critically thinks. He doesn't just say to say, right? He actually asks questions. He's critically thinking. He's reflecting. He's trying to assess things, right? He can't engage with his ult unless the entire enemy team is honed on other people. Also, he'll be melted. But if he's only meant to kill stragglers, then honestly a tweak to his old kit may even be better than his current AoE centric kit. From everything I've seen from you, Dragonstar and Fine OK, I'm in agreement that the new Loki is meant to be a bruiser, which then make me wonder. Okay, so let's reflect what he just said here. He fully acknowledges Dragonstory, Fine OK, and me as expert players. And so because we are expert players, he acknowledges and agrees with our reasoning, right? If building, and then after that, he is saying something that's not smart. He says, if building Frostbound on him maximizes how long people can stick, right? So he's saying build Loki Frostbound, but he said it in a question mark. He says, would be worth it, question mark. He didn't say it as a claim of fact, but he questioned it. Okay, so the point being is that he is this is the standard. This is what every Reddit comment should generally have the standards to, right? You should ask questions. You should assess things. You should critically think things. You shouldn't just say things and state them as facts or claim. Like, oh, Loki can't clear at level 2. He'll be killed by minions and he'll be pushed out by other warriors and blah, blah. Like, you can see the differences in tones, right? And then, of course, I politely, say that Professor Frostbound only lasts for 1 second, correct? So no, it's not worth it. And this guy, okay, so let's look at this guy. This is the complete opposite, so no critical thinking, and he thinks that he knows everything about the game. Okay, until you realize that Loki's still not going to be able to beat out King Arthur, Set, and various other laners. I don't understand. My whole purpose is to study Loki, and then there's people like this guy who thinks that he knows more Loki than me. Like, knows more about Loki than me. I don't get it. My most recent post was 7 days ago. People think I quit Smite because what Ajax said here. No, I didn't. I was planning to quit Smite. I was just making a last Reddit post to see what I don't know, maybe hint of. I just wanted some hope, right, to keep playing this game. And this is what I get: a stupid reference from something that I just completely didn't understand because I don't know. I don't watch whatever he's watching. But let's talk about this guy. So I essentially talk about that these buffs to Loki is making him more of a warrior than an assassin, and he says this guy named Shubat, best booty for T5. There isn't a simple solution to this. Warrior Loki is a thing because of how strong bruiser warrior items are, and that's the MO of what the design of Smite is right now: flexibility and build picks. Rekid Loki is now potentially viable as solo jungle support. It's a win in their eyes. Dude, imagine saying that Loki rework is a success by adding the word solo and support in one sentence. What is Loki again? Oh yeah,
an assassin.
But yeah, whatever. What do I know, right? And so this guy I would say is incorrect because there is a simple solution to this. Give Loki a burst. There is no burst in Loki's kit. It is all dots. His first, second, third, and fourth ability are all segmented damage over time abilities. The only burst Loki has is his auto attacks. And yeah, every assassin has that too. So it's not like it kind of draws out. Hey, future me, forgot to address this in the original comment. It's not because of the items is why we build Loki the way he is. It's because of the kit, right? The kit forces us to build tanky items. If Void Shield, if Gladiator Shield got all changed today, it wouldn't change Loki's playstyle. He would still be building tanky and, bruiser build. It's like every other warrior. Just because Gladiator Shield got changed doesn't mean Arthur becomes an assassin all of a sudden. No, because Arthur is still built like a tank. So it'll be the same thing as Loki. Regardless of the item meta's shifts, Loki will still be built as a bruiser. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this new series. I will make more. I will make a sequel if you guys like it enough. Not but comments, feedback, whatever. And hope you guys all enjoyed it. And I'm gonna see you guys all Loki and all players next time.